We will get back to you though on subsequent bulletins. Now, the trial of human rights activist Omoyele Sowore will be holding tomorrow, January the 27th, as he returns to court following allegations by the Department of State Services of inciting public disturbance following his labeling of President Bola Tinubu in unsavoury terms in an online post. Now, Mr. Sowore has been in and out of court in the last decade, bordering on charges of treason to cyberbullying, and continues to face stern government action. Starting in 2019, Sowore faced treason charges for his Revolution Now movement, leading to a violent courtroom rearrest and 4 years of confinement in Abuja. Those charges were finally struck out in February 2024. However, a new frontier opened this month as the human rights activist was re-arraigned on January 19, 2026, facing a 2-count charge amended under the Cybercrimes Act for allegedly labeling President Bola Tinubu as a criminal in an online post. With trial proceedings officially opening on January the 22nd, the court has adjourned the case to tomorrow, the 27th, for cross-examination of the DSS witnesses. In the studio with me right now is the man in question, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, publisher of Sahara Reports. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
For one who has been in court for almost over a decade, I mean, back and forth, you look quite fresh.
I think it's been more than a decade. My first court appearance was probably in 1992, when I was a student activist.
No, I didn't want to go from the point of view.
So I'm just trying to let you know that I've probably gotten used to persecution.
But there are some who are concerned, I mean, Nigerians, and indeed some outside the shores of this country who are concerned about why it's as though you chase after, it's as though you're seeking after popularity, or you chase after these things for any particular reason.
Well, I don't think there's anybody who could accuse someone like me who's been through all of these agonies. You've been through persecution, you've been through denials of rights that are chasing after popularity. You know, how much do they pay for popularity if you become popular? I think people just say that so that they can douse the fire of your activism. And because likely a lot of people also don't know your history. It's not about chasing after popularity, chasing after freedom, or chasing after liberation and progress for my country. Because if I'm looking for popularity, I will be a blogger uploading wedding pictures of rich people, and I'll be very popular for doing that.
Indeed, that would be really nice. But then there's, who would you then say you're modeling after? I mean, we used to hear the voices of the Gani families as well, but there's no Gani in Nigeria today. And at the end of the day, what's in this for the Nigerian people? Because there are a lot of young people who are following after your footsteps or seeking to follow after your footsteps.
Well, you mentioned Gani Farm, and I know when he was alive, he was accused of the same thing. They said it's dramatic, he's always chasing after popularity, he likes to go to jail, and it's just nature of the kind of work we do. And I'm not modeling myself after anybody. I'm just myself. This is who I am. This is what I believe. I believe that we have a country where people deserve freedom. Children deserve to go to school. And the resources of the country ought to be applied to everybody who is a citizen. And you don't have to be chased down the street because you have an opinion that is different from those in power. So because it was this so-called chasing after popularity that made it possible for them, so many of these guys today, to be in government. If we hadn't fought for democracy, we would have had a Paul Biya type of person. Maybe Babangida would still be president of Nigeria even on wheelchair. And there wouldn't have been a Tinubu or Goodluck Jonathan, and all these governors that you have would not have tasted office. I won't say power. So it is very sad that you don't have this set of people who have benefited from the struggle for democracy to then be the same set of people who go after those of us who have made it possible in our little ways to make this country be where it is today.
Would you be chasing after office? I mean, would you be seeking office after?
Well, I sought office
you did
twice already, and there's nothing big about seeking for office. what is big to me is service. And for somebody with vision and with a mission that is meant to protect, to drive progress, bring about peace and security, to have the chance to lead this country. People have ideas, need to lead this country, as opposed to people who have no ideas, who have always been given, whether by default or by accident, the position of power, and they have misused it likely to put Nigeria where it is today.
Okay, so let me use two people outside the shores of the country. There's Malema in South Africa. There is Bobby Wine in Uganda.
Yes.
Malema has been accused. Right now, he's in court.
Yes. It's going to be sentenced in April.
Yes.
Yes.
Bobby Wine is under arrest.
Yes.
You have been arrested a couple of times. Yes. But so I ask the question again. 2027 is around the corner. Would you be running again for office?
So the decision to run or be presented as a candidate is done by the party. And I'm a member of a political party. And the political party will decide who their candidate will be for the next election.
But the candidate would show would indicate interest.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know where you're headed. You just want to preempt what I have to say. But there's no need for that, because we have not reached a point where people can, of course, some have indicated interest, some have done it directly, indirectly. But all of it is subjected to a decision by the party. For those who have political parties that will allow internal democracy, because somebody is going to pop up as soon as I leave this place and say, oh, the political party belongs to Sowore and all that. It's not so. It's a political party, and it's a political party, interestingly, that's been around for close to almost 8 years now. So it's been around longer than some of the parties that that are out there today. And there are only 14 political parties left in Nigeria as of today, except the registered new parties. And all of them have the same rights to choose who their candidates will be. It's the internal affairs of the party. Then it becomes public when the candidate or the party, this time around no longer contestants, presented to INEC for the public to know who to vote for. But I hope the people of Nigeria prepare themselves this time around to vote for the right people, choose and vote for the right people and defend their vote. Because it's not enough to vote in Nigeria anymore. You have to vote and stand by your decision. Yes.
Thank you so much. Mr. Omoyele Sowore is a publisher of the Sahara Reporters, but he's also a former presidential candidate of the AAC, right?
Yes, the African Action Congress. AAC.
Thank you for coming in today. And we wish you well in court tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well done.